Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of Career Mode. Today we'll have Finland and Austria. First up, just changing my helmet. I think I've had this downloaded for a while, but I want to switch it up, change my helmet, so I have a Jason DePasquier triple helmet. So I'm going to run that for the rest of the season. So yeah, pretty cool helmet, really like it. Let's get on track. So I forgot to record my Q1 lap because I thought I'd get out, but I didn't. So I've qualified nowhere. I've had horrendous pace at this track. I've qualified at like the second last row. I hate this track. It was cloudy and there was a weird like grain on the screen. I'm going to make all the excuses. Absolutely hate this track. I've gone for qualified 28. That's fourth last, fourth last, but yeah, shocking. I can't see, unless there's some sort of glitch where AI crashed a certain corner. I'm not going to score points today. It's going to be a long race for me. But nonetheless, 5 red lights, and we are off. Get a poor start. We're actually behind for the first time in a long time. Manzi and Hector Garzo are teammates. As I think that was Cyrene dive by me into turn 1. So can we get around the outside? No, just back straight here. I'm gonna have to be aggressive. Ooh, contact between me and I think it was Jari Mantella. Front nearly went. Our race was nearly over after 2 corners. Not that it would have been a massive loss for me crashing out this race, but anyway, we'll try our best. Coming down out to the difficult right-hander of turn 5. It's tricky on entry here again. Bikes touching me, riders sitting me up mid-corner. That was my teammate Stefano Manzi. I was actually Hector Garzo, sorry. Manzi was right next to me on my outside, so I was in a pond sandwich. But yeah, pace is just poor around here. I don't know what it is. I've never liked this track since they brought it in. Can I go for the inside? No, I cannot. This uphill section is quite tricky, and we've binned it. We've crashed. And our lead, after retiring, our lead is down to 3 points. So, a bit of housekeeping here. I have a lot of interest from a lot of GP teams, especially the custom teams, the one you kind of run yourself. So I know I'm just after coming off probably my worst result of the year, bar Texas, but I think I'm going to try and secure a contract with a GP team, or get a GP bike in a team for next year. I'm thinking a lot of bikes really. I kind of know, I have one in the back of my mind I think I'm going to go with. And you'll probably see in a second. My World Aprilia, I think that's going to be the one for me. I love the Aprilia on this game. I love the sound it makes. Now it looks a bit weird in that complete white livery, but we can customize these liveries, so I am going to apply for them and see what I can get back. I think my decision is made with Aprilia. I'm going to go with Aprilia. Going to send off contract negotiations and see can we get a GP ride for next season. So we have 4 contract offers. We have 3 Moto2 teams. One is Oakley's, one is Mark VDS, and one is Red Bull Aya. And we got a contract offer from Aprilia. There's only one contract we're going signing, and that will be the Aprilia contract. Surprising to see 3 other Moto2 teams wanting to sign me for next year, but no, leading the championship, I have to move up. Aprilia bound we are. So here we are for a very, very, very wet qualifying in Austria. It's going to be a wet all weekend. All season I've struggled a lot in the rain. So far with P9, I've done a lap already to see how bad the pace was. It was quite good. I was worried that after crashing out of Finland, the Kimi ring, that we'd come here and that if it was a wet race, which I was fearing would be, because usually this is a wet race in career mode, that we'd have no pace with the kind of low traction and all that. But For some reason, I think it's on braking. I make up a lot of my time. But we come already half a second under. We go personal best in sector 1. So far a very strong lap for me. I feel quite good. Now I feel like I'm not going very fast. I feel like there's not much rear grip. As you see there, the bike spinning up through the gears. And yeah, it does feel like I'm being held back a lot by my traction. But I'm 0.3 under in sector 2. So we're absolutely on a barnstormer. If we could get pole for the wet race, it would be brilliant if we could get a good launch and hold the lead and all that. But yeah, doing pretty well at the moment. We're nearly a second under my previous lap time, as we have 2 corners remaining. Only 10 corners on this track. Nonetheless, a very, very interesting and fun track. Quarter of a second still, just about under, as we come into turn 9. Set it up and out to the outside curb, bring it down into the last corner. A second under at the moment. We're red up until the last sector. Can we take pole position? Yes, we can. So exactly the same conditions for the race. A wet. I actually feel quite confident. 5 red lights and we're off. So I'm keeping power 3 for a second just to get a good launch, and power down to 2 just to save a bit of fuel. Now if I can get through turn 1 in lead, hopefully if I can get up to turn 3 in the lead, I'll be doing well. Ooh, bit of wheel spin. There's been a crash behind. But already nearly a second ahead of Remy Gardner in second place. Coming down into turn 3. And we have gotten a brilliant start. Best start we've gotten all season, I'd say. Now, we seem to have decent pace, so if we can just put the head down, tick off the laps, put in the lap times, be consistent, I reckon we could win this one. We'd have to win this one really after the disaster that was Kimi Ring, really. So I need to be a little bit mindful that my tyres will go off. It is a wet race. The soft rubber will wear quite quickly. But yeah, 2 seconds in lead already, so we are absolutely moving. You can see already on the mini-map there is a bit of a gap between me and Remy Gardner in P2. So coming up to finish lap 1, and each sector we're just pulling time out. So we seem to have a very, very good strong pace here in the wet, which is brilliant to see. Ooh, run touch deep into the last corner, but nonetheless up to the line to start lap 2. So we have a nice buffer already over the rest of the pack. We just need to hopefully stay consistent and try not to crash, really, because as the lead rider we're the ones hitting the conditions first. So if the conditions change, we'll be the first one to go through it, unfortunately, and we are the most likely to crash as they touch the grass. But yeah, really enjoy this track. Great little track, quite simplistic, but at the same time very hard to go fast here. Just managing my rear tyre with power 1, managing the slip and slide from the torque curve. So Remy Gardner at the moment ahead of Marcel Schotter in 3rd. Marcos Ramirez, who qualified last in the last race, he was the last guy on the grid just behind me. Cam Beaubier, the American, and Ben Schneider, just past Cam. Fabio Di Gianantonio and Augusto Fernandez is the top 8 at the moment. So no Sam Lowe's and no Raul Fernandez. So 2 championship men missing. I know Remy's probably my main target, but you gotta think of the bigger picture. But the fact that we have a GP ride sort of for next year is taking the pressure off. I don't have to worry about my future now. I can just focus on riding this bike and see, can I get a world championship number 2. Just come into the corner, last corner for the second time, and we have a 4-second lead already. So out onto the penultimate lap. This has been probably the easiest race I've had in my career mode in all classes. We're leading by 12.5 seconds. This is just unheard of in the Moto2 class, especially in a wet race. Usually they're tight as all hell. or 36.8 for my fastest lap at the moment, and I'm slightly under at the moment. But yeah, it's been, nothing has happened for the whole race really. It's just been me time trialing on my own, just making sure I don't crash, make mistakes, just hitting my apexes, hitting my braking zones, and just knocking off the laps bit by bit, as we have a lap and a half to go, which will be a great result here for my championship, as lots of big points last race out, as I go very, very deep into that corner. But yeah, track limit on my tyres, I can feel I'm just going off because I'm starting to make mistakes everywhere. But at this point, I have a big enough gap. I don't really need to push. I'm probably going to just bring it home now. A lap and a half. A lap really to go. I'm nearly at the end of this one. 2 corners remaining. You can just see how much the Calyx is spinning. Spat me out onto the curb there so much, so I need to take it careful. Easily could crash in these conditions still. And it's been a comfortable race now, so it would kill me. Absolutely kill me if I had to lose a race after leading it from turn 1 and on pole and having the faster lap. This would be a kick in the teeth if I was to crash or lose this one. But yeah, I've really backed it off now. I'm nearly 2 seconds a lap slower. Not using as much fuel, not using the higher power modes. Just bring it home now. 25 points is there for the taking. Increase my championship lead back out again. Ooh, on the grass. That's not where we want to be coming into turn 3 at 160 miles an hour. But we've managed to successfully get to turn 3. Most of the grid are still only coming out of turn 1 and I'm at turn 3, so we have been a class act today. We have dominated. Nonetheless, we still have half lap to go. And the gap is coming down, but it's coming down so slowly, and I don't think there's anything to fear for there. So we have 8 races remaining after this, and we have the championship lead. Now we're not as comfortable as we were in Moto 3. We still, I don't feel, are the quickest every weekend. And some weekends, like Finland, we are absolutely nowhere. So it'll be, it's going to be tricky to bring this championship home and win it. But I'm going to give it my best shot and see what I can do. I've led it for such a long part now that I feel like I have to win it, and the pressure's on me. Remy's been chasing me the whole way. But yeah, coming into the final corner, an absolute stunning race, faultless for me, spinning it up, massive wheelie up to the line, and we've won it. So Remy Gardner second, Marcel Schotter in third. No Sam Lowes in the top 10 by the look of it. What's it do to the championship? It puts me 8 points clear of Remy Gardner, 20 of Fabio. So a good result all round. So I'm going to leave that episode there for today. We have a small, slender gap of 8 points over Remy Gardner. We'll have to keep the good form going. A small blip in Finland has cost me my big chunk of lead. My podium streak ended, but another race win to add to the collection is brilliant. Next up is Silverstone. I look forward to it. A very good track. It'll be tricky though. But I'd say Sam Knowles will be strong at his home race. But if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I shall see you in a new video in the not so distant future. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.